Hello everybody and welcome to another video. I want to start out by saying it was crazy the reception on the last video. I appreciate all the support, but I don't want to waste your time. I just wanted to throw that out there. Let's get into the state of the game. The new major order came out and that was something that we were looking forward to after Cyberstand seeing what the major order was going to be. To which I'm just going to read this top part right here. It says, Major Order, Titan class Terminator eggs recently sold as patriotic curious to Class A citizens. Demonstrably, the top 1% of patriots within the Federation have experienced unauthorized biological activation. Now, purely based off of my own opinion, I think that selling Terminator eggs to rich folks is stupid. And having that happen and having that backfire, this was one of the most obvious setups. You could see this coming from a mile away, and I even think that I saw some posts on social media talking about this when it happened. The idea of these military officers who were probably intimately aware of the Terminds enough to know that these eggs are probably volatile, then deciding to pawn them off and sell them is comically just goofy. That they wouldn't for a second think about the ramifications of that. Not one moment do the consequences of such an action come about in their head. They think, oh, well, that's a bad idea. Anyway, my gripes with it aside, the companion app currently says we are winning. So anyway, on the Terminator front at least, we need another dub to boost morale after the L that we took on Cyberstand, which I will never forget. Speaking of the L that we took on Cyberstand, we continue to suffer from that L. It almost seems like Arrowhead loves to rub it in our face. Here's the latest. It says, Cyberstand orbital defenses re-engaged. The orbital defense array on Cyberstand is back online. FTL travel to Cyberstand is no longer possible. They had to do this because there's still 705 of our brothers stuck on Cyberstand. Their numbers are dwindling very slowly, but their desire to liberate Cyberstand should be applauded. Their dedication, I should say. This video might be crazy because that part that you just heard was recorded yesterday on 225 and today it's 226. So keep that in mind because it'll make watching this video easier. They're about to liberate 4A Prime, which sucks because that's where I farm credits, but that's okay. I'll find another place. And I'm assuming that after 4 Prime is liberated, we're going to move on to Gatria, or just wherever they put us next. There is technically something to do right now, though it kind of feels more like downtime, to me at least. And naturally it would, because Cyberstand introduced the cyborgs, the Vox machines, and all of this new stuff, which is why it's so unfortunate that Arrowhead dropped the ball on that. Some people have theorized that the Illuminate are next up for the next big event for the next MO. And that would make a lot of sense because most of the attention is focused on either the bugs or the bots, with the Illuminate usually being last place, which could be because in my own experience, they're a pain in the rear to deal with if you don't know what you're doing. But now you know, keep your eyes peeled for an Illuminate event that may come in the future. Though personally, you know that yours truly is hoping that we go back to Cyberstand as soon as possible, which is why the last news announcement about Cyberstand's orbital defenses being re-engaged and that we cannot FTL travel to Cyberstand at this moment in time is such a downer. While we're messing around liberating the bug planets, the Automatons are getting their strength back, and we should be pressing the Automatons as hard as we possibly can. But I digress. All I can say is that at least we're making positive progress on the bug front. If we weren't doing so hot on the bug front, that would bring morale down even more. Just hypothetically. Realistically, I don't think we'd do bad on the bug front. The bug divers would never allow that to happen. That's pretty much their only reason for playing Helldivers, so naturally they're going to be good at it because it's the only thing that they do. The official Helldivers account at the time of this video being recorded also put out a tweet, and they seem to be dragging us online talking about transmission from Super Earth. The Cyberstand campaign is ended, but its impact remains. Veteran units are depleted, support divisions overstretched, and fresh Helldivers are required to restore full spectrum readiness. See the thing, and then they go on to shill some YouTuber, but the thing is, they're making it sound like we're losing. They're making it sound like we're desperate. The disrespect is not only unparalleled, but unprecedented. The Ministry of Truth needs to get the troglodyte who's tweeting behind this account and deal with them democratically. That's all I have to say on the issue, but I had to bring it up because I tweeted it right as I was recording the video. Oh, but fellas, do you remember Oshaune? There's an incoming bug outbreak on Oshaune. We're going back to get our get back on Oshaune, which I believe that the bug divers will appreciate. Whilst it is something that we're going back to Oshaune, like I said, it feels like a distraction from the bots to let them recoup and get their resources resources back together before they inevitably end up coming back just as strong or stronger than they were before. Can you conceptualize the idea of stronger Vox machines? Because I most certainly cannot. That is unthinkable. I also wanted to add, because there was an update to the strategic opportunity. It says, defend Oshaugne from Terminid reinfestation and secure the planet's stratagem stockpile. This could benefit us heavily in the future, and so this is something that we should most certainly do. Not that we have much of a choice anyway, but with the way that the bug divers are, I'm very certain that we'll be able to complete this operation without any hassle or issue. Not that I want to jinx it or take chances or anything. It will most certainly be a battle for sure, but it is a battle that I believe that the Helldivers can win. As far as the major order for liberate more planets than are lost in order to repel the Terminid swarm, we are -1, so we do need to get another planet under our belt. Focusing on 4 Prime and Oshaugne are the current priority for the Helldivers, or what should be the current priority for the Helldivers. I know that we can't completely ignore the Illuminate either, but we only usually have about 2,000 or 3,000 divers down there messing with the Illuminates. If we could get a little bit of assistance here from the 2,000 down there, that'd be much appreciated. But at the end of the day, what can you do? And so we need to seemingly handle our business on Oshaugne and then take it to the Automatons as soon as we possibly can, because the devs are flaring up a bug outbreak right when we need to put the pressure on the bots. We can recognize that Arrowhead is running the game, but do not let that hamper your Helldiver spirit. We will dive for our brothers who we lost in Malevelon Creek, and we will dive for our brothers who we've lost in Cyberstand. In due time, justice will be served to the boards. Hopefully, once we get past these Terminds, we'll be able to address the automaton threat that is looming in that part of the galaxy on the top left. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'll keep this one short and sweet because there's not a lot else to talk about other than that. That's just the key information that you need to get down. Ladies and gentlemen, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment if you'd like to discuss anything that I talked about in this video. Discussion is appreciated, encouraged, no matter what you think. Even if you don't necessarily agree with what I say, your opinion is still welcome in the comment section. That'll be all for me, fellas. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.